If you've ever looked back at your relationships and thought, why does this keep happening to me? I want you to hear something. You're not imagining it, and it's not bad luck. There is a pattern, and once you see it, you cannot unsee it. Stop trying to pick better partners. It won't work. And I know that sounds harsh, but the reason your relationships keep failing has nothing to do with your choices. It has everything to do with a program running beneath your awareness. A program you didn't choose, and until you change it, the same pattern will keep showing up. There's a reason you keep attracting the same type of person. It's not what you think. It's not your dating app. It's not your taste. It's not even your judgment. It's something that was installed in your nervous system years ago. Once you understand what it is, your relationships change. Not eventually, fast. My name is Malhotra, and I help people clear the emotional patterns that keep them stuck in relationships that don't work. In this video, I'm going to show you why you keep repeating the same relationship dynamic, where these patterns actually come from, and how to break the cycle for good. Now, this is something I spoke about in my TEDx talk, because once you understand this, it changes how you see your entire relationship history. And more importantly, it shows you the way out. See, most people don't realize this, but your subconscious mind is not attracted to what's healthy. It's attracted to what's familiar. So even when you consciously want something different, your nervous system quietly pulls you towards what it already knows. That's why the same dynamics show up again and again. Emotionally unavailable partners, control issues, abandonment, feeling unseen, feeling like you're always the one trying harder. And you look back and think, how did I end up here again? You're not broken. Your system is just running an old program, and a program you didn't write. A program you probably don't even know is there. This is why the advice, just choose better, doesn't actually help. Because the problem isn't your conscious choice. The problem is the emotional blueprint underneath it. You can logically know someone isn't right for you and still feel drawn to them. You can see the red flags and walk towards them anyway. You can swear you'll never do this again and find yourself in the same situation 2 years later. That's not weakness. It's not poor judgment. That's conditioning. Your nervous system learned what love feels like, and it keeps trying to recreate that feeling, even when it hurts. Think about your own patterns for a second. What keeps showing up? What dynamic do you keep finding yourself in? Drop it in the comments. I'm curious what resonates. Now, this next part explains everything. Now, here's where it starts to make sense. See, these patterns, they come from what we call significant emotional events, or SEEs. Early experiences that carried a strong emotional charge. Might be what you witnessed between your parents, your first heartbreak, a betrayal, being abandoned, feeling rejected, unsafe, or not chosen. See, when those events happen, especially early in your life, your nervous system makes decisions. Decisions like, love feels like this. I have to earn connection. I'll get hurt if I fully trust. Or this is what relationships are. And those decisions or limiting decisions don't sit in your thinking mind, they sit in your subconscious. They become the filter through which you see every relationship that comes after. And here's the part that matters. You didn't choose those beliefs. You absorbed them. Usually before you had the language to understand what was happening. And they've been running in the background ever since. So later in life, your system keeps recreating familiar emotional experiences. Not because it wants pain, but because familiarity feels safe, even if it hurts. And here's what this looks like in real life. You meet someone new, things feel exciting, and then 3 months in, that familiar tightness starts. The same fights, the same feeling of not being heard, the same walls going up. And you tell yourself this time is different, but your body knows the truth before your mind catches up. This is why someone can leave a difficult relationship, swear they'll never repeat it, and then end up in something eerily similar a few years later. Same challenges, the name changes, and the feeling is the same. And here's where it gets serious. The longer these patterns run, the more they cost you. They cost you years, they cost you trust, they cost you the relationship you actually want, and they drain your energy in ways most people don't realize. Now pay attention to this next piece. This is where the energy cube comes in. Every unresolved emotional event takes up energy in your nervous system. And relationship patterns are some of the biggest energy drains there are. When you're carrying unresolved hurt, mistrust, or fear from past relationships, that energy is not available for connection. It's not available for intimacy. It's not available for the ease you actually want to feel with someone. So you're trying to build a healthy relationship with a nervous system that's already overloaded. You're trying to trust while your system is screaming danger. You're trying to open up while your walls are locked in place. And this is why relationships feel so exhausting for some people. It's not the relationship itself, it's the weight they're carrying into it. Now, you might think the answer is just understanding the pattern. And awareness does help. Insight helps. But here's the truth. Awareness alone doesn't rewire the emotional blueprint. Think about it. You understand why you have trust issues. Maybe you can trace it back to your parents' divorce or the partner who cheated. You've done the reflection, you've read the books. You can explain your patterns better than anyone. And yet, when your partner comes home late and doesn't text, same panic arises. When they pull away even slightly, you feel that familiar grip in your chest. You know it's irrational. You tell yourself to calm down, but the reaction happens anyway. That's because the pattern isn't stored in your thinking mind, it's stored in your nervous system. And this is why people can spend years in therapy talking about their relationships and still repeat the same dynamics. The conversation is happening in the wrong place. The pattern lives deeper. When the emotional charge is cleared and the old limiting decisions are updated at the subconscious level, the attraction changes. I've seen this happen hundreds of times. Someone comes in carrying decades of relationship pain, betrayal from marriage, abandonment from childhood, heartbreak they never fully processed. We clear it. And within weeks, sometimes days, something shifts. They tell me things like, I'm no longer drawn to the people I used to chase. I can see the red flags without ignoring them. I feel calmer in relationships for the first time. See, one lady told me, I used to feel anxious if my partner didn't text back within an hour. Now, I don't even think about it. The panic is just gone. See, that's not willpower. That's not forcing yourself to act differently. That's the pattern dissolving. And it often happens faster than people expect. Not years, sometimes in sessions. If you ever experienced a shift like this, I'd love to hear about it. Drop it in the comments. Now, this is especially relevant for people in their 40s and beyond. People who've been through divorce, long-term relationships that didn't work, or a series of painful repeats. See, by this stage, it's not about learning more. You've probably read the books, done the reflection, maybe done the therapy. You understand relationships. What you need is to clear what's been running you. You don't need another dating strategy. You need your nervous system to stop pulling you towards what hurts. So if you ever felt like you keep attracting the wrong person, or love always feels harder than it should, I want you to hear this. You're not broken. You're patterned, and patterns can be changed. Not by forcing yourself to be different, not by trying harder, but by clearing what no longer belongs in your system. The first step is seeing it, really seeing it, not as bad luck or poor judgment, but as a program that's been running without your permission. And once you see it, you can change it. Now, this explains the pattern, but here's what most people get wrong. They think knowing the pattern is enough. It's not. If you want to understand how these emotional patterns actually get cleared and how to free up the energy that's been tied up in past relationships, I've explained that in another video on this channel. It's called the Energy Cube, and it shows you exactly what's happening in your nervous system when old emotions stay stuck. Without understanding that piece, you'll keep trying to change your relationships with a system that's working against you. So watch that video next. This is where the change actually happens. I'll see you in the next one.